Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel, or welcome if it's your first time here. I'm the Ima and Miss Ima, and I'm really excited to have you here. I'm so grateful to every single one of you. Yes, we're now on 2,000 subscribers. Our family is seriously growing. I know, right guys? It's been such a journey, but it wouldn't have been possible without you guys. Honestly, I'm so grateful. Also, welcome back to my series Level Up 123, where I teach girls and discuss, because I'm not a teacher, I'm just sharing my personal experiences, where we discuss how to level up and become the better version of yourself. Today we're going to be talking about the one thing you need to let go of and how to let go of it in order to level up. Maybe you've watched 1,000 videos, you follow 1,000 people, you're inspired, you've heard so much about leveling up, you like the idea, you want to do it, you have so much information, but you just have not been able to start, or you've started but you haven't been able to see things through till the end. The truth is, you're probably scared, and the one thing you need to let go of in order to level up is fear. You've probably heard time without number, oh, fear is the killer of joy, oh, fear is the thief of joy, all of that type of stuff. But I'm sure you probably didn't realize you were scared. Honestly, fear makes you overthink, right? A lot of us would describe ourselves as overthinkers, but I would like to think that a lot of us are also just scared. We go through so many what ifs, oh, what if this, oh, what if that, and a lot of times, especially when you're very smart and sometimes a focused person, you might find it difficult to believe that you're scared and you think you're just overthinking because you want to arrive at a logical decision, or you just think you're taking your time, to make your steps and all of that. You don't want to rush yourself. You don't want to make things too quick. You're trying to make things logical. But there's a difference between taking time to make a logical decision and actually just stalling out of fear. How many times have you taken this time to make a logical decision and actually done something, as in you actually reached an actionable step at the end of this thinking process? Most people who say they overthink end up procrastinating out of fear. Sometimes you even convince yourself that you're doing the right thing, you're reflecting, you're taking time to make your decisions. But how much time do you really need to take some simple steps you can do every day in your life in order to level up? The truth is, fear is the biggest self-sabotaging device you can own, and it's common with every single one of us. We all fear something. We all fear different things, and the truth is, the fear of embarking on this new transformational journey might be what is actually holding you back. Have you sat down to have a conversation with yourself and ask yourself why you really haven't started that thing you said you wanted to start, or why you really haven't done that one thing you needed to do? Especially in this day and age where there's so much information out there, there's so many YouTubers like myself everywhere worldwide telling women what to do, how to do it. Obviously, you have to personalize your own journey. Why have I not left this toxic relationship, be it a friendship or romantic relationship? Why haven't I quit this job that I know I'm better than? Why haven't I moved to another city even though I know I have better opportunities there, right? And the truth is, fear comes in different forms and in different ways for different people. So it might be fear of the unknown, be the fear of being labeled, it might be the fear of being alone, because sometimes when you want to improve your life, you're going to have to make harsh decisions and cut off certain people that you might not really want to cut off. It might also be the fear of admitting that the previous or the current you is not good enough. It might be the fear of starting a journey and disappointing yourself, fear of failure. Sometimes so much that fear is such a thief of joy that even when you achieve, you might be fearing like the what next. I've seen so many big YouTubers talk about, oh, they reach 100K and now they're scared. What next? What am I going to do? How am I going to retain this? Personally, it took me almost 4 years, or about 4 years, to finally start my YouTube channel. And all those who know me and are close to me know that this is an idea I've had for a very long time. I've been wanting to do it. I've been inspired by people like Jenny Jenkins. At the time, I was very, very into YouTube, very, very into beauty and food and cooking. But at every point in time, I would always discourage myself. I always convinced myself that I was taking my time to make the best decision. I always convinced myself that I was taking my time to really decide what niche I wanted to do. But in reality, the truth is I didn't need 4 years to think that much into starting my YouTube channel. I know my channel would have grown had I started 4 years ago. I might not even be in Nigeria as of now. I might be in a different country. I might have become a full-time content creator by now. I might have stopped, whatever the case might be. The point is, I would not be here today. I would have probably been at a different stage had I started my YouTube channel 4 years ago. But it's not too late. At least thank God I started, right? And the truth is, I had to have a conversation with myself and ask myself, why have I really not started this YouTube channel? And I realized I was scared. I was scared of embarrassing myself. I was scared of embarrassing my parents, scared of being an embarrassment in general to people around me. Being an embarrassment partially because YouTube as a career is not really something that is desirable. My parents sent me to school to be a lawyer. Not that I'm not a lawyer anymore, but being a YouTuber, showing life and cooking and all of that didn't seem to be in line with that. I was scared of failing. That's the worst one. I was scared that after taking this risk to start, it would be so embarrassing, I would fail. I was scared of not doing the right thing, not choosing the right niche. I was scared of how people would view me, not because their opinion particularly mattered, but because I felt like, because of the career path I had chosen, being a lawyer, I didn't want people to view me in a less serious, more playful light, if that makes any sense. I had to talk to myself, and you have to talk to yourself. What is actually stopping you from doing what you're supposed to do to level up? And the truth is, for the most part, for most people, we are scared. The first is I identified that I am scared. Initially, I was in denial. Like any other problem-solving challenge, to overcome fear, you must identify that you are scared and identify your fears. You must identify the challenge in order to solve the challenge or the problem. Introspection, I always say introspection. Many people don't like sitting down and having a conversation with themselves and reflecting on themselves because the truth hurts, right? When you realize you have been deceiving yourself for a long time or you just have been scared, it doesn't make people feel good. You don't feel great about yourself. But it's so important you do this because there's nobody else that can diagnose yourself from you. And even if people tell you about these problems, the truth is, until you come to your realization, you're going to be stuck at the same point in denial. After my introspection, I realized I was actually scared of being embarrassed. I was scared of being an embarrassment. I was scared of failing. And I identified those fears and I'm now dealing with them. Recognize fear. Don't ignore it. Don't act like it doesn't exist. It's honestly easier for most people to pretend like they're not scared or to act like it doesn't exist or to not confront themselves about certain issues. It's easy to pretend that, oh, you might be scared, but maybe it's not influencing your decisions. And sometimes you convince yourself that you're actually making logical decisions when you are not. You need to realize that fear is making you make excuses and identify those excuses. Our emotions exist to tell us things. So when you feel scared, don't ignore it. Right? It's pointing out something to you that you need to deal with. So listen to your mind and recognize your fears. Recognize that something needs your attention. Maybe you're scared because you have XYZ issues. Maybe you're scared because you have XYZ past. Maybe you're scared because you've tried and you failed, right? But the point is, you need to recognize that this fear exists. The next step is to confront your fears. And I'm sure you've heard this 1,000 times. But in my opinion, confronting your fears doesn't necessarily mean all the time going head on at your fears, because sometimes it might encourage you to make bad decisions that would then reiterate the fact to you that you shouldn't have done this or taken this decision in the first place and that you should have stayed under the couch of your fear. All actions must be based on reflection. This means you have to have both the action step and the reflection. So it must be a healthy balance. You can't say, oh, I'm scared of this, and immediately head on do something and then make a mistake. I understand that sometimes that might be a better approach for some people, but for the most part, I don't think it's helpful to make uncalculated decisions and risks just because you want to prove that you don't want to be scared anymore. Calculating your risk is very important, and understanding yourself and what action to take is very important. So before you take any action, you need to reflect and then take some action. Reflective action, these actions will be more suited to your fears, they'll be more productive, more deliberate, and they ensure that you're overcoming your fears in a more sustainable way. The next one is to surround yourself with success and a growth mindset. This is because success and growth need to become a reality to you. They can't just exist as thoughts. They can't just exist as things and wishes that you have in your mind. You need to see it in reality happening to people. Growth becomes less of an idea and more of reality when you see people embarking on their growth journeys and actually being successful, or seeing people who have failed and tried again and became successful, or seeing people who have failed and learning from their mistakes. I'm sure you've also probably heard of the law of attraction. you start to become the people you surround yourself with. Not that you would exactly become their personality and their characters, but you start understanding what they do, what steps they take, their growth mindsets, how they're doing things. And sometimes these people offer opportunities and nuggets for you that you wouldn't get with a self-hating crowd. To overcome fear, you need to raise your standards. One of the best ways you can raise your standards is by surrounding yourself with people who are doing better or successful or have a growth mindset to automatically tighten you up. Adopting a growth mindset is actually easier around people who are actually growing. And the truth is, sometimes we just don't know that we can get there. When we have people who are not aspiring to grow, who are not successful around us, the truth is they reinforce negative belief systems that we cannot do certain things or that we're not good enough to do certain things. And then consequently, we make actions or take actions that are limiting in those beliefs. And consequently, we form a bad cycle, right, where we limit ourselves, then we take limiting actions, and then the limiting actions ironically reinforce those ideas that we're limited, and then we say, look, right, I said it, this is not for me, I can't do this, right? The next one is to actually set goals and visualize your goals. In my previous video, I talked about setting goals. Please make sure you check it out. I talked about how to set SMART goals. Now we have set our SMART goals. Please check out that video, and then you can come back here. Now we have set SMART goals, we need to visualize those goals. Every day we wake up, we need to wake up and be those goals. And what does this mean? It means one of the first steps you need to take is mental. To grow, you need to be mentally open to growth. To grow, your brain needs to expand for growth, right? You need to get rid of negative belief systems, limiting belief systems, and start being your goal. So the truth is, if you think and believe something hard enough, not because there's some magical power in the universe, but because you're so self-aligned and so consumed with your goal, you're more likely going to reach that goal. Because you're so fully immersed in leveling up, and you're so fully immersed with achieving your goal, and you're so fully immersed with all of those things that fear becomes a side piece, or it becomes part of your peripheral view and not your main view anymore. Last but not the least is to remember that failure is not the end, and you are bound to fail once or twice. I said it, yes. Every human being is bound to fail at least once. And failing is painful, but it's a great teacher. You need to accept that failure is normal and growth is painful, because otherwise everybody would be able to achieve their fears if it was so easy. And if growth was so easy and smooth, everybody would be in their growth phase achieving the best that they can. Everyone experiences hardships in life, right? And although some things might be particular to you, some of our human experiences are actually shared, such as failing, pain, experiencing difficulty and hardships in life. What you take away from it is what's important. I don't mean to sound like a corny motivational speaker, but the truth is, at the end of the day, if life gives you lemons, you're just going to have to make lemonade if you want to move forward. Unless you decide to sit in whatever position you are in and not level up and then sulk. It's better to try and fail than to not have tried at all. I just want you to understand that fear is normal. Understand and recognize that you are scared. But what you need to do is, what can I do to make myself less scared? What are the things and systems I can put in place to make my decisions less scary? And one of the things I talk about in my previous videos is setting micro goals. I suggest you watch that video, but I'm just going to give a brief summary. When you set smaller, achievable goals for yourself, there's nothing more motivating to achieve a goal than achieving a previous goal you have set before. And when you achieve goals and you constantly keep achieving micro goals, the truth is you stay motivated and you stay encouraged to keep achieving your goals. Kindly check out my previous video on goal setting, on how to set SMART goals, to understand more about this process. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I did. I'm really liking this series. If there's anything in particular you want me to talk about, please let me know. I'll be more than happy to do so, and I'll see you in my next video.